Welcome to Ophiuchus Tarot. We are back again with another channel message for the collective. But before we jump right in and get started, I just want to take a moment, say hi, and welcome to new subscribers. I am so happy to have you on board with us. Thank you for becoming part of the Ophiuchus tribe. As always, it is an absolute honor and blessing to read for each and every single one of you. That being said, we're going to jump in, see what Spirit has in store for you all today. All right, Spirit, what do we have for the collective most important message? Wow. We have King of Wands centerboard. King of Pentacles. What else, Spirit, before I speak on it? Hanged Man in reverse. I love this collective. Whether you are masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. Charging forward, taking those action steps, creating stability, following through with your passions and allowing it to guide you towards creating something long lasting in your life. It's stepping out of comfort zone, I want to say, and really creating. I love to see that this is in reverse because I do feel like this is, I wanted to say the tent builders, and they look like they're all struggling to figure out how all the pieces go. And I feel like in the reverse, it's like, I hear we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So anything that kind of comes in to cause competition, or like I hear fumble or mess up the energy, it's like, we find an intelligent, passionate way to move through it. We take action steps to conquer these, I want to say molehills or mountains, right? I feel like there's a stability that you carry within yourself. I feel like this is also very much a self-grounded type of energy. Clear-headedness, I wanted to say as well. I want to say to follow the passions and the strategies. I love to see that this Three of Swords is in reverse. I do feel like heartbreaks of the past have maybe led you to starting over, led you to create new in your life. And I feel like standing in these two very strong energies, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to leave past heartbreaks in the past. It's like those don't need to dictate my future path. Yeah, I love it. Stepping into that 10 of Pentacles. I want to say collective, you're moving powerfully in the direction of your most beautiful future. Yeah, I love to see it. I feel like with a full heart, excited mind, I want to say following new opportunities, speaking up about what you want, maybe even telling the universe. It's like, I heard your own love story, but I feel like it involves falling in love with you and your life and what you want to create in it, what you want to have. I really love this. Yeah, how you want to celebrate your victories, your happiness. Spirit is on deck with big energy. If you are having a problem moving forward and creating in your life, I don't know if you just woke up different today or the day that this sort of all clicks into place for you. It's like everything just falls into place. It's like the right puzzle pieces just land. It's a new portal type of energy, but I feel like you're becoming that much more powerful along your path. I wanted to say, could be stepping into your most powerful energy yet. Yeah, your most powerful energy yet. You are committed to yourself and committed to your manifestation and your growth. A lot of divine magic happening here, taking those wishes, hopes, and dreams, grounding them down very quickly into reality. We realize we have all the tools necessary to make those dreams happen. All we have to do is know that we are committed to our path and our purpose. And the belief in that pulls you forward into the energy, right? There's strength in that. Wow. Huge energy, collective. Huge. This is like new portal energy. Yeah, you're going to balance yourself out in this new energy. I heard strength, power, truth, victory, speaking truth. And I feel like, when you're coming up with what you want in your life, you're speaking your heart's truth. And when you do that and you know exactly what your heart wants, it's like really doing the self check ins, right? Really doing the background work, all that important work to get you standing tall in your personal power is what gets you into this. It's like steps you up onto the next platform of energy. That's kind of what I feel like here. Really powerful energy, really, really gorgeous. Yeah. Vibrant, Queen of Wands, expansive, vitality. I feel like this is all just, you're just nurturing yourself. You know how to really make yourself shine. I hear I shine up nice, don't I? So it's like, I feel like there are a lot of people around you maybe taking notice with this Queen of Wands energy. Really loving the way you're showing up could be very, very attractive at this point in time. When you follow your soul's inner compass and you're really doing it real big, you're following Spirit's directive, right? Straight from the core of self. Of course you're going to be attractive. Of course you're going to shine. You're going with divine's flow. And when you go with divine's flow, as you're manifesting, you become very, very attractive. You become a magnet to all of those things that you truly want. Same goes for partners as well. So it's like they're drawn to you when you're standing in that power. Yeah, you're in balance. You've got a foot on land, so you're comfortable in the emotional space. You're solid here with that King of Pentacles energy, so you're solid on land. And you're really balancing out beautifully as you go. I am seeing a luminous gate, so that particular symbol might show up in your view today. Could be, as you're scrolling somewhere, but I do feel like I saw somebody with a luminous gate ring or an infinity symbol, same thing. Yeah, look at that. No longer waiting. Coming out of that pause to move forward. I feel like that pause was something that maybe you couldn't help. It was outside of you. I want to say it could have been a past relationship. It could have been some past toxicities. It could have been of your own making. We do that sometimes in our own lives, or it could have been coming from an outside source. There's no shame here. There's no worry here. We're all on a learning journey, so no worries if your backstory looked like this, right? It's where you're going. I feel like that is really who you want to be, right? I want to say not who you were, right? Yeah, I saw it. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, no more sleepless nights. No more carrying those burdens. You've made some really big choices in your life to help you move forward into happiness, looking for reciprocity. These could have been toxic relationships that you stayed in for too long or that you settled for. Those types of situations can really drag you all the way down to the beginning, to the bottom, right? I hear the bottom rung. So it's like you had to climb all the way back up. You had to figure out who you are. A lot of times those situations, those tower moments come in because we weren't building on a solid foundation. You were asking Spirit for more, and Spirit was saying, well, in order to give you more, we have to break everything down and you have to start from scratch. And sometimes that's what it looks like, your prayers being answered. Sometimes it looks like a hurricane before it looks like the rainbow, right? The rainbow after the storm, the happiness, that 10 of cups or that 10 of pentacles, right? I feel like that's what maybe had to happen here. You started from the bottom and now look where you are. Look how far you've come. If you're not there, no worries. We're all here on a growing journey, on a learning journey. Nobody is here in this energy at the wrong time. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. All it's going to do is make you feel sad. I want to say those who are ahead of you on the journey, or you perceive them to be ahead of you in a certain area of life, allow that to boost you, to excite you. If they can do it, so can you. Don't allow it to make you feel small or make you feel like you should be where you want to be before you get there, right? I want to say allow it to inspire you, not to make you feel small. All right, no more waiting. We're getting out there. We're accomplishing it. We're doing it, right? No more sitting and waiting for opportunities to fall in your lap. No wonder. Look, we're out of that feeling defeated because we're not sitting around waiting for opportunities. With that vibrancy and that King of Wands and that King of Pentacles, we're out in search of, we're taking action steps forward to really create. Yeah, you've managed to get out of your own head. Yeah, I want to say you've managed to move yourself to a greener shore, or you're on your way. Yeah, I love that this star is in reverse. I want to say, you know, a lot of people might think, oh, that doesn't look like a good option, but right here in this energy, instead of reaching, you're accomplishing. They're within grasp to be had. So it's like that wish is right there. I feel like I want to say you've almost accomplished something really big in your life. I do feel like you're going to be celebrating very, very soon. I feel like you were off in search of things that were going to fill your cups. And I feel like you found it out there on the path. Maybe you didn't even know what those things were going to be. But off in search of, following your joys, following that soul's inner compass. Yeah, look how far you've come from that tower. That tower is in reverse, and I love to see it. I feel like you're really tuned in, tapped in, turned up. You have to be if you're following Spirit's directive to this level. I love that for you. Yeah, your ships are coming in. They're coming in. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? You may have a new love offer coming in very soon as well. You might be offering it. Someone might be offering it to you. Taking a fool's leap. You might be taking it. Someone might be taking it towards you. Wow. I want to say you're just going to have it all. And the reason you're going to have it all, it's like that may seem far-fetched or hard for a lot of people to understand, but I feel like the type of energy that you're in, if you stay in this energy and you keep on pushing forward and following that soul's inner compass, you will have everything you're after. There is no other way, right? I'm talking to someone who is stubborn, and I want to say that beautiful stubborn energy that has been propelling you forward, it takes grit to kind of move this way. And I want to say you're very strong. You're very powerful. Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. All of these energies are just simply that, energies. I feel like you have someone coming in that's going to accept this cup. And I want to say you almost don't even have to worry about it. I feel like they'll show how very interested they are in you as well. Yeah, how they want to nurture this. They may even say very clearly how they want to nurture this. Yeah, look, we have King and Queen of Cups, so I do feel like you have a love situation coming in as well. You're just going to have it all. You're going to have the right job, the right path, or all of these beautiful things along the path. You're just going to be plucking them up and taking them as you go. There's a lot that Spirit is offering you. I feel like everybody has this opportunity. It's just some realize it and some don't. I feel like you're one of the ones that have realized, and you're not the lucky one. You've done the work. It takes a lot of work to get to this point where you can accept all of these divine offers along the path. I want to say congratulations. You're a really powerful soul. I feel like that's what I'm going to call this. Powerful souls that resonate in this energy. And the best part is anybody listening in this here and now can claim this, can step into this energy. It is open and available for everyone. Everyone has a divine slice of the pie waiting for them. It is doing the healing work, putting yourself in alignment with all of those things that you deserve, and then reaping all of what you've sown. That's what it is. It's like you have to get in line if you want a piece of pie, right? And it's huge. This piece of pie is not just one little thing. It's a bunch of divine blessings that are just waiting. It's endless, right? You just have to start chasing it. It's like once you start chasing it and doing the work, those things, those dreams, those wishes, those blessings, they start chasing you too, right? That's the way it works. It's like a magnet. So that's what I'm getting here. It's a lot of passion that drives someone forward. And I feel like it's getting to the point where you're just sick of it. I don't know if you're in that tower phase right now where everything is fallen down and you're just standing up, brushing the rubble off of your clothing. Because I am kind of seeing that for some. It's like you're starting from ground zero. You have to start setting up those healthy boundaries, start working on the self-love. It's like when you love yourself, you don't settle for people or situations or experiences that don't treat you the way you should be treated, right? It's like you know very clearly what you deserve and what you don't. I want you to stick to that. Yes, some people will fall off your path, some situations, some places, some, friends, whatever. They're going to fall off the map, right? But what that does is it creates space for the things that are truly for you. And it can be hard. I'm not saying that you won't mourn some of the things that you lose along the journey, but it is making room for those things that are truly worth it, those connections that are truly worth it, the ones where there's actual reciprocity. There's I give to you, I water you, you water me, we grow together type of energies. All of that can be had. It's just really making up your mind that you are going to teach the world how to treat you. And you do that by setting healthy boundaries and doing the self-work, right? That's where you start, by knowing what you deserve or knowing what you want in life. If other people, you see them out there and they have the types of situations that you want, again, don't allow that to make you feel sad or hurt. Allow it to inspire you. If they can have it, so can you, right? I love that energy. Do I want to pull from somewhere else? No, I think I'm going to pull here. I will pull from that deck tomorrow. All right, let's see. All right. We have two standing, so a P, first, middle, last name, could be significant. A Z, first, middle, last name, could be significant. These could be names, these could be nicknames, could be initials, some of these initials. Could be you or a person coming towards you as well. You might see your name, your initials. If you don't, but you felt this reading, I want to say follow that compass, right? If you feel something, you know it's for you, but then you get to a point and you don't see your initials, I want to say go with what you felt. Trust yourself. Trust your soul's guidance. It's never going to steer you wrong, right? Sometimes people think that they don't want to follow their intuition because it leads them down the wrong path, or they follow their heart and it leads them to a place of getting hurt. Sometimes it does. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. All of these experiences are simply that. You get to decide in your mind and in your heart whether they were good experiences or bad. Spirit looks at all experiences as if they are just that, experiences. And all are a blessing in some way, shape, or form. Some are an easy blessing. It's easy to see how it's a blessing. And some are roundabout blessings. You don't see the good in it until you're looking back in retrospect and you're like, wow, that was a really tough situation. But it really grew me as a person. I really learned a lot there. I really found myself there. So it does end up being a blessing, just not right up front, right? And following, it's like you needed that experience to guide you into the next step of your journey, right? So it really is a matter of perspective along the journey. It's when you're going through something rough, I know it's hard to kind of see it that way, but I feel like knowing that you'll see the beauty in it later on can maybe be a little helpful, right? All right, let's see. Any other messages coming through? I hear something about a dog or a pet. You could be getting a new pet or a new dog. for some. I want to say this is like a support animal. Um, I hear I didn't know I needed it. Now, this is, I hear talk about self. Now, I don't normally put too much of myself out here, but when I was going through a really rough experience, it was the breakdown of my marriage, and it was starting out as that single parent, right? Um, I was really stressed out. Things were, changes, they can stress you out, right? Um, and trying to adjust to those changes, I thought of my son and I thought, well, you know what? Every kid needs a dog, right? Every kid needs a pet, some unconditional love, right? Come from pets. So I had ended up getting a little dog for us, a little family dog. And I really didn't even realize I wasn't focused on myself at all. I was focused on my son. And yes, it cheered him up to have that extra love and that fun, of a puppy romping around the house. But I really didn't realize how much I needed that. And it was really healing for me. Um, so it's like, I don't know if you go to do something nice for someone else, maybe in your household, and you end up benefiting off of it as well, or more than you thought you would. It's like you buy, it's like this place is too quiet. We have to add some light or some love in here. So you get a pet, right? I don't know what kind of pet it is. I just saw a bird for some. It was like a little yellow bird with like, uh, it's like feathers that stick up on the top of its head. It was really cute. It was kind of small. So I don't know what kind of bird that is, but so a pet that just adds something extra. So some of you may get a new pet. I'm seeing a little turtle in a tank for some. It looked like maybe like a red-eared slider. So I guess it depends on where you are, whether you can have turtles as pets. I see ferrets. So there are a lot of different options out there. I had ferrets too for a long time. They're so much fun, but they don't live very long. It can be a little sad for those of us with soft hearts, right? Um, it's like you have to love I guess it's like any pet I hear. You have to love them while they're here. It's like, you know, even our dogs and cats, they may live a little longer, but still maybe doesn't feel like long enough, right? Not as long as us sometimes. I hear something about nosy. I almost I almost kind of feel like you might have someone along your path. Now, this always happens when you're really standing tall in your power, you're shining for all the right reasons, like you have been in this energy today collective, no matter where you are along that path, where you're starting, in the middle, at the end, really vibrant and shining. As you start to shine, there are a lot of people who are going to look in and who are not going to love that for you. And it could be people that you would expect should be happy for you. Make the necessary adjustments, hire, fire, promote accordingly. That's spirit's advice, of course, but I want to say they're always going to show up. So they're always going to be overly nosy about what you're accomplishing and kind of maybe talking yuck in the background about how you're doing it or what you're doing. They may even try to make you feel like this path is not for you. I want to say, don't listen in to the haters. They just don't have the energy enough or the grit enough or that stubborn energy enough to do what you're doing. And so they try to pull you down to their level. They see you're moving forward and you're doing what they wish they could be doing, but they're not putting in any effort to accomplish it, right? So I just want to say, try to ignore those naysayers and keep charging forward. You know better than anybody else what is for you and what isn't, right? Don't allow others to distract you in that way. Yeah, they might try to stick their nose in where it doesn't belong. They might try to give yucky opinions where you don't want to hear them. Take it with a grain of salt, right? It's nothing but a little thing, is what I hear. I hear, for those of you who are new, my father has crossed over a few years ago now, and I always kind of hear things that he says. I feel like he really does help me while I'm channeling messages. And I heard something that he always told me. He said, "Don't sweat the small stuff, kid." And I would always say, "But that's the big stuff. That's something big." And he would laugh. He knew, but he wanted to make me see in the grand scheme of things that it was just a small moment. It's not going to last forever. It's like it might feel big in that moment, and but it does pass. And I feel like coming from an age of wisdom where he was, and versus where I was, he had a great amount of wisdom. So it's like I feel like their spirit is saying that to you. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just know that whatever you're going through isn't going to last forever. I want to say don't fall victim to the lie that this moment could last forever, right? Because it doesn't. You'll be off and running and into the next. I do want to say, take stock now wherever you are on this journey, whether you're at the very beginning, brushing the rubble off, in the middle, still striving forward, or at the end. I see somebody putting their hands up. They've got this victory crown hovering over their head, right? No matter where you are along that journey, I want to say, take a moment and look back at where you've been. Know that you're already miles from where you've been. Even if you're brushing the rubble off, you're already starting that new adventure, right? And keep putting in your mind where you want to be and keep striving, because you're going to turn around a week from now, a couple weeks from now, a couple months from now, even a year from now, and say, wow, look how far I've come. And celebrate those moments. Don't forget to take stock, right? I feel like you're really going to be so surprised with how much you've grown and how far you are from the person you used to be, right? Let's see. Is there anything else we have here? Anything else we have for the collective? Wow, these are all gifts. We have the ancestor hand. For those of you who don't know, when we have the ancestor hand, it is my cue that if something falls in the hand, it is in fact the gift from spirit or a crossed over loved one. Now, nothing fell in the hand, so everything on the board is in fact a gift. We have a great amount of depth and understanding in the heart space. That's a gift. We have monetary abundance, your slice of the pie, huge energy collective coming in. That's a gift. We have peace and sleeping sweetly at night, not worrying overly much about a lot of things. We have grounded energy coming in. We have beautiful blessings and good communication, good news coming in. We have song signs from spirit and crossed over loved ones coming in. Could be you standing tall in your personal power for some. For others, this could be a divine counterpart coming in. We've got comfort coming in. And again, I'm kind of seeing the pet. So for some of you, you may have a pet. You may even have a pet find you. I don't know if you take in a stray animal as a pet and it becomes your pet. It's like sometimes you pick your pet, sometimes the pet picks you. It's like sometimes it's sent by spirit in a different way. So that could be for some as well. You might find a stray cat hanging around you, wanting to come in and make your home their home. Sometimes they decide. I know I had a cat who found me. He didn't live so long. I guess he wasn't as healthy, but he was so cool. His name was Luna. He was a black cat, and he found his way to me. I loved him while I had him, and he was a surprise. I didn't know I was going to have a cat until he showed up, right? So that could be for some as well. Yeah, we have a commitment coming through as well. Could be, I want to say, your forever person or your life partner could be coming in. A lot of times being in this energy, does magnetize in all of those blessings, right? We've got a key, and I feel like if you've had a problem or an issue or looking for an avenue to run down in life, it's like don't know what direction I want to go in. If there's been a block within the self, Spirit is handing each and every single one of you a key. Each and every single one of you is going to have a different lock that key fits in your life, right? But they are giving you the key. Maybe it took a while to get to that point. But I feel like you can finally turn the key. I see for some it opening it up and it being a path. So a new path. It's like waiting for that to open up. I feel like Spirit was waiting for you to get to a certain point before they opened it up in your healing. A lot of times when we have certain, you might notice that the key, comes to you at a time after you've let some people go or you've stepped out of toxic relationships. A lot of times Spirit will hold on to that blessing because the person you're around or people you're around, forgive me, my mouth is not working, would have squandered your blessing. So they wait until you're free of those blocks to hand you the key, right? And sometimes it really does take a little while until they give us what we're looking for or what we're asking for. Sometimes it really does require us to let go of past things that no longer serve in order to open up to something new. So that all of this is the gifts. There are a ton of gifts going out today. You could have a bunch of these. All of these may come in for you. I feel like for the majority of you, if you're on this path, every single one of these gifts will come in for you eventually. You might have a bunch all in one. I hear sit down and be served. So for some of you, you are ready to start enjoying those slices of divine pie coming into your life. It could be monetarily. It could just be in the way that you feel and the opportunities that present themselves to you. All right, collective, that is what I have for you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to become part of this Ophiuchus tribe. Share these messages with a friend if you really enjoyed it. Like I said, if you're new, you might consider subscribing to the channel, becoming part of the tribe. Love to have you on board. All right, everyone, I'll see you next time. Bye.